Welcome back to our channel. Today we delve into the extraordinary life of Jean Arthur, a star who graced the golden age of Hollywood with her unforgettable charm and talent. Known for her throaty voice, impeccable comedic timing, and her ability to portray independent yet relatable women, Jean Arthur became one of Columbia Pictures' brightest stars. But behind the glamorous image was a woman who faced personal struggles, retreated into reclusiveness, and defied the norms of her time. From her humble beginnings in New York to her meteoric rise in Hollywood, and from her triumphs on stage and screen to the deeply private life she led, Jean Arthur's story is as compelling as it is poignant. Join us as we uncover the life, career, and tragic ending of this unforgettable star. Jean Arthur, born Gladys Georgiana Green on October 17, 1900, in the picturesque town of Plattsburgh, New York, was the youngest child in a close-knit Protestant family. Her parents, Johanna Augusta Nelson and Hubert Sidney Green, worked hard to provide for their 4 children. Hubert, a skilled photographer, moved the family frequently for work, with stops in the western United States, Maine, and eventually New York City. These constant relocations instilled in young Gladys a sense of adaptability and independence that would later become hallmarks of her personality. Jean Arthur's family played a vital role in shaping her resilience and ambition. Despite the challenges of frequent relocations, their close bond provided her with a sense of emotional stability. Her siblings often encouraged her early dreams, fostering an environment where she could explore her creativity. Her father's work as a photographer not only introduced her to the world of visual storytelling, but also inspired her to see life as a series of moments worth capturing and sharing. This support system, though modest, planted the seeds for the determined and passionate performer she would later become. Jean Arthur's modest upbringing was shaped not just by resilience, but also by an early exposure to the arts. Her father, whose work allowed young Gladys to see the world through a creative lens. Watching her father carefully compose and capture images may have sparked her fascination with storytelling and the emotional power of visual art. These moments, though small, likely planted the seeds for her later love of performing. When financial struggles forced her to drop out of high school during her junior year, it was a difficult and humbling experience for the young Gladys. Leaving school weighed heavily on her, but it also ignited a determination to rise above her circumstances. Taking a job as a stenographer in Lower Manhattan, she became keenly aware of the gap between her dreams and her reality, a gap she resolved to bridge through hard work and perseverance. These early challenges would later resonate with fans, who admired her as a symbol of strength and self-made success. Jean Arthur's modest upbringing was shaped by both challenges and her father's influence as a photographer. His work introduced her to the art of visual storytelling, likely sparking her fascination with performing. Despite financial struggles that forced her to leave high school, these experiences instilled in her a sense of resilience and determination, traits that would define her journey to Hollywood. The family's financial struggles forced her to drop out of high school during her junior year, a decision that weighed heavily on her. She found work as a stenographer in Lower Manhattan, a humble beginning for someone who would one day command the silver screen. Despite the hardships, Gladys displayed an early determination to rise above her circumstances, a trait that would later resonate deeply with fans who admired her as a symbol of perseverance. Tragedy struck in 1926 when her brother Albert, a World War I veteran, passed away due to respiratory injuries from a mustard gas attack. The loss left a lasting mark on the Green family and shaped Gladys's worldview, imbuing her with a profound sense of empathy. Years later, fans would often cite this personal resilience as one of the reasons they felt connected to her, seeing her not just as a glamorous star, but as someone who had endured and triumphed over life's difficulties. As her star rose in Hollywood, media outlets often delved into her humble beginnings, with headlines like "From Stenographer to Star: The Inspiring Journey of Jean Arthur." Fan magazines highlighted her small-town roots and the challenges she overcame, painting her as an emblem of the American dream. Letters poured in from admirers who found inspiration in her story. One fan wrote, "Knowing Jean came from such modest beginnings makes her success all the more magical. She gives hope to everyone who dares to dream." Jean Arthur's journey to Hollywood stardom began in the bustling streets of New York City, where her striking features and natural charisma caught the attention of Fox Film Studios in the early 1920s. Inspired by her admiration for Joan of Arc and King Arthur, she adopted the stage name Jean Arthur, a moniker that would later symbolize her strength and brilliance in Hollywood. Her first film appearance came in Cameo Kirby, 1923, directed by John Ford, marking the start of a career that faced both promise and setbacks. Early on, Arthur struggled to find her footing, even being replaced during the filming of The Temple of Venus, 1923, due to doubts about her acting abilities. For a moment, she considered leaving the industry entirely, but her love for acting drove her forward. She described acting as an escape and an expression, a sentiment that kept her pursuing roles despite the obstacles. Between 1924 and 1926, Arthur appeared in over 20 westerns for smaller studios like Action Pictures, including The Drugstore Cowboy, 1925. Though these films were modestly budgeted and targeted at regional theaters, her screen presence began to captivate audiences. Fans wrote letters to studios asking to see more of her, while critics noted her potential, calling her a star in the making. Her persistence paid off in 1928 when she appeared in Warming Up Paramount Pictures' first sound film. The project brought her significant media attention for her ability to transition seamlessly from silent films to talkies, something many stars of the era struggled to achieve. Industry publications praised her as a rising talent, and Paramount offered her a 3-year contract, finally providing the stability and recognition she had worked so hard for. The transition to talkies in the late 1920s became a defining moment for Arthur's career. Unlike many silent era stars who faded into obscurity, her distinctive, throaty voice and natural comedic timing set her apart. Fans and critics alike admired her ability to deliver lines with sharp wit and genuine emotion, making her performances both relatable and memorable. In the early 1930s, Arthur returned to Broadway, starring in Foreign Affairs, 1932, and The Man Who Reclaimed His Head, 1932. These performances refined her skills and boosted her confidence, paving the way for her signing a 5-year contract with Columbia Pictures in 1934. Under Columbia's banner, Arthur collaborated with legendary director Frank Capra, starring in films like Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, 1936, where she played a tough yet endearing newspaper reporter opposite Gary Cooper. During her time at Columbia Pictures, Jean Arthur quickly gained a reputation for her meticulous preparation and dedication to her craft. She approached each role with unwavering commitment, often requesting additional rehearsals to ensure every line of dialogue felt authentic. Arthur believed that her characters should resonate deeply with audiences, and her attention to detail made her performances unforgettable. Her collaboration with director Frank Capra became a defining moment in her career. Capra, who cast Arthur in films like Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, 1936, and You Can't Take It With You, 1938, praised her ability to bring an unparalleled sense of sincerity to her roles. Jean had the ability to make you believe every word she spoke, Capra once remarked, highlighting her talent for creating characters that felt both relatable and real. Arthur's insistence on authenticity not only elevated her performances, but also set a standard for her co-stars, who often noted how her presence raised the bar for everyone on set. Her dedication inspired those around her, with many co-stars noting how her presence pushed them to perform at their best. This role cemented her reputation as a leading lady, with media outlets dubbing her Hollywood's newest queen of comedy. Arthur's star continued to rise with You Can't Take It With You, 1938, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Her performance opposite James Stewart was celebrated for its charm and relatability, further solidifying her place as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. Behind the scenes, Arthur was known for her meticulous preparation and commitment to authenticity. Director Frank Capra once described her as the actress who could make every line of dialogue feel real. Despite her insecurities, she always delivered performances that left audiences captivated. Fan magazines highlighted her journey from humble beginnings to superstardom, with one article declaring, "Jean Arthur isn't just an actress. She's the every woman we all root for." Her final film, Shane, 1953, showcased her dramatic range. Playing a homesteader's wife, she delivered a performance that resonated with audiences, proving her versatility as an actress. The film became a box office hit, and decades later, it remains a testament to her enduring appeal. Jean Arthur's personal life was a subject of endless fascination for fans and the media alike, yet it remained one of Hollywood's best-kept secrets. Despite her fame and success, Arthur fiercely protected her privacy, a decision that set her apart in an industry fueled by exposure. This guarded approach only heightened the public's curiosity, as glimpses into her relationships and personal choices were few and far between. Her first marriage in 1928 was a brief and puzzling chapter in her life. Arthur wed photographer Julian Anker, but the union was annulled after just one day. The suddenness of their split sparked whispers across Hollywood, with tabloids speculating wildly about what had gone wrong. Jean Arthur's private life, though fiercely guarded, offers a glimpse into the complexities of love and independence. Her brief 1928 marriage to photographer Julian Anker, annulled after just one day, revealed a vulnerability not often associated with the confident, independent characters she portrayed on screen. It was a decision that reflected the pressures she faced as a young woman navigating both love and the expectations of Hollywood. Despite the abrupt end, it showed her willingness to take risks in her personal life, even as she fiercely protected her public image. Her second marriage to producer Frank Ross Jr. in 1932 seemed on the surface to blend professional collaboration with personal connection. For 17 years, Ross supported Arthur during the height of her career, but their relationship ultimately ended in divorce in 1949. Though neither spoke publicly about the reasons behind their separation, the pressures of maintaining a marriage in the public eye likely played a role. For Arthur, who valued privacy above all else, such pressures may have further cemented her desire to retreat from the spotlight. Though both of Jean Arthur's marriages ended in divorce, she found solace in her independence and embraced a life that prioritized personal growth over societal expectations. Her brief marriage to photographer Julian Anker in 1928, annulled after just one day, reflected the challenges of navigating love amidst the pressures of Hollywood. Meanwhile, her second marriage to producer Frank Ross Jr., which lasted 17 years, represented a significant chapter in her life, blending professional collaboration with personal connection. While their separation in 1949 marked the end of this partnership, it also reinforced Arthur's commitment to living life on her own terms. For Arthur, the absence of children or a traditional family life wasn't a limitation, but a conscious choice. By stepping away from the public eye, she created space for her passions, whether it was her craft as an actress or her later work as a drama teacher. Fans admired her refusal to conform to societal norms, seeing her as a trailblazer who redefined success and fulfillment. One admirer remarked, "Jean Arthur taught us that a woman's strength lies in her ability to choose her own path, no matter how unconventional it may seem." In an era when Hollywood stars were expected to live their lives under constant public scrutiny, Arthur's choice to remain reclusive was revolutionary. At a time when celebrity culture demanded openness, her refusal to conform made her a trailblazer. She demonstrated that stardom did not have to come at the cost of individuality or personal boundaries. Fans admired her authenticity, with one admirer writing, "Jean Arthur taught us that you can captivate millions without giving away your soul." Though Arthur never addressed the marriage publicly, the mystery surrounding it added an air of intrigue to her persona. Fan magazines called her Hollywood's untouchable star, with readers drawn to the paradox of a woman whose on-screen warmth belied an intensely private, off-screen life. In 1932, Arthur married producer Frank Ross Jr., a relationship that seemed to blend professional collaboration with personal connection. For a time, the couple represented a quintessential Hollywood pairing, with Ross supporting Arthur during the peak of her career. However, after 17 years of marriage, they divorced in 1949. Although neither party publicly discussed the reasons behind the split, the media speculated about the pressures of maintaining a marriage in the public eye. Fan letters poured into studios, with many expressing sadness over the news. "She always seemed so strong. It's hard to imagine her going through heartbreak," one fan wrote. Arthur never remarried and had no children, further fueling her mystique. Fans admired her independence, with many viewing her as a trailblazer who lived life on her own terms. In an era when Hollywood often dictated a star's image and personal choices, Arthur's refusal to conform set her apart. Her decision to prioritize privacy over publicity was not only rare, but revolutionary, inspiring women to embrace their individuality. Her decision to avoid the spotlight after retiring from acting only deepened the public's fascination. Headlines such as "The Woman Hollywood Couldn't Know" and "Jean Arthur, a star who shone in silence," appeared in magazines capturing her enigmatic allure. After retiring from films in the mid-1950s, Jean Arthur's presence in the entertainment industry became rare, but every return was met with excitement and nostalgia from her devoted fans. In 1965, she delighted audiences with a guest appearance on the beloved TV series Gunsmoke. Though it was a small role, her performance rekindled memories of her iconic Hollywood days, with fans praising her timeless charm. One viewer wrote to a television magazine, "Seeing Jean Arthur on screen again felt like catching up with an old friend." She still had that magic. The following year, Arthur ventured into uncharted territory with The Jean Arthur Show, a sitcom where she played Patricia Marshall, a sharp-witted attorney. It was a bold move for a star who had largely avoided television throughout her career. While the series offered a glimpse of her comedic brilliance, it struggled to find its audience and was canceled after just 12 episodes. Fans were vocal about their disappointment, with letters flooding CBS to protest the show's abrupt ending. Jean Arthur brought so much heart to the role. One fan lamented, "I wish they had given her more time to shine." Though her television comeback was brief, Arthur found a new calling in teaching drama. Later in life, she joined the faculties at Vassar College and the North Carolina School of the Arts, where she shared her wealth of knowledge with aspiring actors. Teaching wasn't just a career shift, it was a passion project. Arthur approached her new role with the same dedication she had brought to her film performances, inspiring countless students to embrace authenticity in their craft. Her students often described her as tough but nurturing, someone who pushed them to go beyond surface-level acting. Jean Arthur taught us how to find the truth in every scene. One former student recalled, "She had this incredible ability to make you believe in yourself, even when you doubted your own talent." For many, learning from her wasn't just about acting. It was about understanding the power of storytelling and the connection between performer and audience. Even the media took note of her transition from starlet to educator. Headlines like "From Hollywood to the Classroom," Jean Arthur's second act celebrated her reinvention. Biographical features often highlighted her dedication to mentoring young actors, with one article noting Jean Arthur may have left the silver screen, but her influence on the craft of acting is as strong as ever. For her fans, Arthur's foray into teaching was further proof of her authenticity and depth. Letters continued to arrive from admirers, expressing gratitude for the ways her work, both on screen and in the classroom, had inspired them. One heartfelt message read, "Jean Arthur didn't just teach her students, she taught all of us that reinvention is always possible." On June 19, 1991, Jean Arthur passed away at the age of 90 due to heart failure, bringing an end to the life of one of Hollywood's most enigmatic stars. True to her reclusive nature, no funeral service was held. Her ashes were scattered off the coast of Point Lobos, California, a peaceful and breathtaking location that reflected the calm, understated life she had chosen after her retirement. The news of her passing was met with an outpouring of love and sorrow from fans around the world. For decades, Arthur had captivated audiences with her unique blend of charm, wit, and authenticity. Her death felt personal to many who had grown up watching her films or who had recently discovered her work. Letters poured into newspapers and fan forums, with admirers sharing memories of the joy she brought into their lives. "She wasn't just an actress. She was a part of our lives," one fan wrote. Another said, "Jean Arthur made us believe in the strength of kindness and the beauty of laughter." Media outlets honored her life and legacy with heartfelt tributes. Headlines like "Jean Arthur, the star who walked away and a queen of comedy," says goodbye adorned newspapers and magazines, while television networks aired marathons of her most iconic films, from Mr. Deeds Goes to Town to Shane. These retrospectives reignited discussions about her lasting impact on cinema, with film historians calling her one of the most versatile and relatable actresses of her time. Social media, still in its infancy in 1991, became a space for fans to share tributes, proving how her work continued to resonate even in a rapidly changing world. Younger audiences discovered her through these retrospectives, expressing awe at her ability to balance strength and vulnerability in her performances. One comment read, "Jean Arthur's characters were timeless, just like her talent. The serene beauty of Point Lobos, where her ashes were scattered, became a pilgrimage site for her most devoted fans. Visitors left flowers, notes, and even small movie memorabilia along the coastline. A handwritten letter left by one admirer poignantly captured the sentiment of many. You taught us that strength can be soft and that laughter is its own kind of courage. Thank you, Jean." Arthur's decision to live a quiet, reclusive life after her retirement only deepened her mystique. While she avoided the public eye, her work continued to inspire and entertain, a testament to her enduring appeal. Her films remain staples in film history courses and are celebrated as masterpieces of both comedic and dramatic acting. Jean Arthur's passing wasn't just the loss of a beloved actress, it was a moment to reflect on the transformative power of her performances and the way she connected with audiences on a deeply personal level. Her legacy lives on in the laughter and tears she inspired, ensuring that her light will never truly fade. Jean Arthur's mystique has only grown with time. Film historians often cite her as one of the most versatile actresses of her era, seamlessly transitioning between comedy and drama. Modern-day actors and directors continue to study her work, drawn to the honesty and depth she brought to her roles. Jean Arthur's journey from a small-town girl in New York to a legendary actress in Hollywood's golden age was nothing short of remarkable. She left an indelible mark on cinema, capturing hearts with her unique voice, comedic brilliance, and magnetic presence. Yet her story also reminds us of the challenges that come with fame and the complexity of life behind the spotlight. Though she left us in 1991, Jean Arthur's legacy lives on through her timeless performances and the inspiration she continues to provide for actors and fans alike. Her journey reminds us that true greatness often lies in authenticity. Jean Arthur dared to be herself both on and off the screen, leaving a legacy that transcends the confines of Hollywood and speaks to the enduring power of resilience and self-expression. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the life of this extraordinary star. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible stories from Hollywood's past. See you next time.